Thank you, Cheryl. Good evening, everybody. In 1984, Archbishop Desmond Tutu posed the question, when will we learn that human beings are of infinite value because they have been created in the image of God, and that it is blasphemy to treat them as if they were less than this, and to do so ultimately recoils those who do this? You know, about a year or so ago, the media and the nation began shining more light on the plight of LGBT youth who felt that their only choice was to take their lives as a result of the verbal and physical violence inflicted on them. I, for one, am very happy that the media and the nation seem to be catching up with those of us who have known about this issue long before they decided to jump on the bandwagon. But despite the attention that has been given to this issue, there is still a lot of catching up to do, particularly pertaining to issues regarding our transgender brothers and sisters. There is still a lot of catching up to do, even within the community of lesbians, gays, and bisexuals. Within the LGBT community, there are so many people with so many varied differences that it is indeed a challenge at times to even remotely figure out how we as a community and a human race are going to find any common ground. But we as a community are resilient, so we keep trying. But you and I both know that it has not been easy, and it is still not easy. You see, in any community, you have those who make things happen, and then you have those who watch things happen. And still you have those who wonder what in the world has happened. And while this can be discouraging, we are resilient. Sometimes when I think about issues like the senseless lynchings of the transgender individuals we pay respect this evening, I often wonder if African Americans felt the same during the 50s and 60s at the height of the civil rights movement. Then I am reminded of a visionary named Bayard Rustin, who made his voice heard despite what they did to him and what they said about him. It seems almost like yesterday when in his 1986 speech, "The New Niggers Are Gays," he proclaimed, "Today blacks are no longer the litmus paper or barometer of social change. Blacks are in every segment of society and there are laws to help protect them from racial discrimination. The new niggers," as Rustin so defiantly proclaimed, "are gays." Even at this time when the jangling discords infecting our community can clearly be heard, the voices of visionaries like Tracy McDaniel, Dee Dee Shamley, Monica Helms, Sir Jesse McNulty, Betty Couverture, Cheryl Courtney Evans, and a host of many others, the voices of these visionaries with the familiar drum major instinct rise above the ruckus of those jangling discords and proclaim that today, gays, lesbians, and bisexuals are no longer the litmus paper or the barometer of social change. Lesbians, gays, and bisexuals are in every segment of society, and new laws are increasingly being introduced to protect them. On the other hand, our transgender brothers and sisters are the new, dare I say it. It is in this sense that transgender individuals are the new barometer for social change. I can hear these visionaries go on to say that the question of social change should be framed with the most vulnerable group in mind, and amongst the LGBT community, the most vulnerable are our transgender brothers and sisters. Y'all, we hold in our hands the power and knowledge to lift each other up to new heights of humanity. But we must first unify and unionize, bringing together transgender, lesbian, gay, and bisexual. Then we as a community must be able to identify with people all over the world. We must realize that people are basically the same because, and I emphasize, we are all human beings. We should use our sense of empathy and realize that many of the problems we face individually, we face collectively. We must commit ourselves to being a balm to all people so that we may become effective individuals not only within our community, but within other communities and throughout the world. Lastly, in the 4th chapter of Joshua, the children of Israel were trying to cross the Jordan River. After the passing, the Lord commanded Joshua to take 12 men out of every tribe of men. He then commanded them to take 12 stones out of the Jordan River and leave them in their respected lodging places. Joshua said unto them, that this will be a sign among you, that when your children ask their fathers in time to come, saying, what means these stones? You shall answer them by saying, this, my children, is how we made it over. My fellow TLGBs, the time has come where you will be questioned. The time has come where the mean does not always equal the way. And the time has come where decisions must be made. Decisions that merit investigation and justification. But I encourage you, yes, you, the beacons of proverbial light in our beloved community, to be just like the 12 men who were commissioned to serve as messengers for their people. Take back the message of hope. Tell them that we are embarking upon a new day, and in order to continue to meet the lofty goals of our community, of our folk, we must forever remain vigilant, tenacious, and most importantly, resilient. This is how so many of us made it over. Tracy, thank you. And to all of you, thank you, and have a blessed night.